Hey there, I am JB and welcome to Dutchland. In today's episode, it is finally going to happen, something that I wanted to do for a long time already, and that is that we are going to add an old part of the town, or better to say, maybe a village, right down here. We're also going to add in a little bit of public transportation. I want to add in a train station, and I would finally like to connect up this bridge down here, so this little town can also access this area via that. Besides the highway. Now another thing I have been doing a little bit off camera. Let me just show you real quick what I've been doing. So for right down here, I noticed that there was a lot of traffic coming from this way and or the highway that all wanted to go into the tunnel right down here. I just took my time, been thinking what can I do, and so I saw the issue. The traffic that want to go off here are now forced to go this way with the arrows. So many traffic that wanted to go to the tunnel is not coming through there anymore, which right now I've decided to make another off ramp right down here which they can turn. And after turning, they can turn again and get in here. I think this is a very nice solution. Also, I have added in the rule of turning right at red. And the only way how this works perfectly is to not interrupt this turn right at red with another road. Or basically this one that was straight is now going first this way. And the one that was coming from this way is also going right down here, because these people that live in this town can go right down here and in here, right? It's just the off ramp that is not allowed to turn. It is up to them to drive all the way here and, you know, turn elsewhere, but in this case taking this route here is shorter. Also, I've made it into a one-laner because I want to have lesser traffic interrupting each other. So basically everyone who comes out of the tunnel will now go this way underneath the highway and then end up right down here, which works perfectly fine. And the traffic, even at rush hours, is way calmer than it was before. Another thing that I've been doing is actually right down here. As you can see, it looks beautiful. Basically, I have also added the rule of going right, which now we have like going right off ramp. And also I've noticed, you know, things like this is still happening. This is something that I'm going to ignore and something that I hopefully hope that they will improve this in at least the future, because for me, you know, a city game, one of the most important things that should be good is the traffic, because the traffic plays a big role. So instead, what I have been doing is normally you would make one line here, right? Because realistically, people wouldn't go from this lane to that lane and then go back here to, you know, go here, which they do in this game because it is broken or not optimal. So one of the ways how I fix that is by just also taking this lane and make it go in there. Now I did see before that one of these dudes that needed to go straight. Yeah, look at this. I'm not sure what this guy will do, but my guess is, okay, I was wrong. But before I did see one dude turning in here. Yeah, look, you see that? There's the guy. It did exactly the thing that shouldn't have happened. Why isn't this guy going straight? Anyways, I can go real mad, real frustrated about this, but this is something developers are going to need to fix. So in this case, let's first go into a corner. I wanted to say the thing here is, you don't often see a train track going here and then cross and then, you know, that's unrealistic. So I want to go as straight as possible. Okay, -1, -2, +1 is okay. Beautiful. So now we have made something that looks like a bridge. For, you know, for a train, this looks reasonable, right? We could make it look fancy if the game had options for that, which in this case, there ain't no options. Now we have to do with this highway, and the one thing that I can imagine realistically is that the train track would be here earlier than the highway, right? A train track can be super duper old, while highways aren't like old. Trains were already there. I have no idea what the year time would be, but let's say the year 1800, trains were already there. Highways only started to exist after maybe 1920-ish, when cars became slowly but surely more and more popular, because people were, I'll guess, still partly using horse and wagons, which, you know, was like, see that? Look at that. That's just very weird graphical stuff. Anyways, yeah. Horse and wagon. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to pause the game, and there is enough room for the improvement that is needed. Yeah, the train track was earlier here, which makes a lot of sense. I'm seeing. I think I first would like to go up here. So let's just add a piece of a track. Yeah. We also want to be sure that it's at least a little bit safe, right? So let's just modify the terrain a little bit, because falling rocks on the track, it's a dangerous thing. Just, you know, messy it up. Messy it up. Something like that. You know, that would be kind of okay. Alright, I just turned off my upscaler resolution, which I always had it on, and I always had it like on balanced. It wasn't automatic, it's not fixing it. So I think another thing that bothers me a little bit is I have motion blur turned off, right? The reason why I have it turned off, because motion blur sometimes, you know, makes things complicated. And not only that, motion blur sometimes can be heavy on the game. What's going on down here? Oh, that's because, I think because the highway is disconnected. Okay. Yeah, but now I'm looking at it, and there's so much jittery stuff going on, and I'd rather just have it blurred up. If anyone knows better settings, just let me know, because I swear I have tried millions of times to get my game look beautiful, and for some reason I always fail. I still don't see any motion blur. It could be me, but well, you know, as long as this graphical stupid thing doesn't show up, that's fine by me. Okay, so in this case, let's just start out here, and it needs to be, yeah, very straight, but it's a bit of a problem, which I don't mind. I think I'm just gonna remove these houses. We will place some more houses back at some point anyways. Let's just do, for correct's sake. The thing is, it's going to need to be straight, but if I do this, not everything looks nice. I don't mind this. I think that's actually a very nice idea. I don't like to just, you know, just mess up everything, basically, because, you know, my train track needs to be straight. I'm just gonna do this and that, which allows me to remove this, and then I'm just gonna make it a little bit worse. So I'm just gonna imagine that they tried to blow up this piece of an area, because you cannot add land in real life. Right? Well, you can, but not if it's this rocky, basically. Gonna mess it up for a bit. Add it back. I've been blowing up pieces right down here. Feel messed up. Bridge, overpass, and crossover. Okay. Yeah. I feel like there's a dent in there. Yeah, look at that. There's a dent in there. That's silly. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, I don't mind this. This is fine as it is. Beautiful. It makes a lot of sense. Right, this is connected up like that, and the cars go over, which is what we want. I'm just gonna pull this back a little bit more, and you know, while I'm driving with my girlfriend to locations, I should have done that. Is basically watch the roads a lot more in order to get a little bit better inspired by this stuff, and print screen. You know, I'm gonna be honest, I actually freaking love the view and what I've been doing with this mountain down here. Basically, I changed the way how mountains look based on messing around. So the thing is, you can see clearly the difference of this mountain type of deal. The top is just very flat, which is, I think, very unrealistic, unless a certain thing happened that the ground got shoved up and created flat things. Because, for example, in America you have like what I think they call table mountains, and table mountains, you know, is just rising up flat on top, that's it. But the size of this and the way how the landscape look, they're not really, you know, Table Mountain-ish. And basically, I can show you what I've done real quick. Like, Table Mountains look like that, right? Of course, a little bit more shapy and rougher and whatnot, but that's the idea of Table Mountains. I wish I could actually undo that, which developers be like, nah, you guys don't need undo buttons. Yeah, but let's make the mountain that I've been doing before. I increased the scale of this whole brush here. I think I left it on 50. What I did is click once and, well, there you go. How much of a real mountain does this look like? Maybe 50 was a little bit too much, but like I said before, there is no ctrlC. I basically had to click 4 times to get the same result, which I was thinking maybe it should be 3 clicks. And then I'm just going to, you know, make the super rough edges a little bit less rough here. I don't want to use the ginormous brush. Just completely destroy the whole idea. I mean, once again, judge for yourself which mountain looked realistic. The one the developers make, or the mess that I just did. With by accident 50 while I meant to do way less than 50 smoothing. Testing this out. I've always wanted to try to make mountains in city games, but I never really figured out how to do that. And this just looks so nice. Okay, and also, I think the mountainside, which is a little bit difficult the way the sun, it's just so much nicer. And yes, let me remove some trees on the railway. Alright, cool. It is time to do something cute and something nice. We're just going to work on to the first part of the town. I am wanting to use, you know, let's just start off with the small road, because back in the days, it was all small roads where they started off with. So let's in this case add in a small plaza, let's say right out here, and also brace your knot right out there. I think this is perfect. You know, that looks actually very good. You know what, I like that. I can deal with it. Perfect, look at this. This is fantastic. Okay, so let's add in some parking lots. Which we're going to use this combination down here. I also like that. And then let's just create a pathway like that. I'm not sure why that is a thing. You know what? Let's just connect up the whole freaking square here. Along with that. And look at that. This is already start to look amazing. I wish I could make a like a real personalized park without having to mess around with all of these bits and pieces every time. However, one click, delete all of these trees. And the reason being for that is we're going to add in our own trees. And this is going to be a beautiful plaza. Let me create it like a nice little center part of the town. Right, so in this case, I would like to implement, and this road actually going to be a bit bigger for that. There we go. Now it's gonna... Of course, game, of course. A new guy, just let's say at the corner. That's why this road came up with the way how the topology of the land is. Right, cool. So yeah, this is a perfect edge where concrete jungle and jungle are fighting each other off. I think I've done such a story like in City Skylines. Yeah, I have the train station attached to it like this. and then just, you know, cross the road like that. Then attach it down here. I am going to make it a tiny bit-ish more cornery. Beautiful. That looks more like it. Alright, and then along with this beautiful park that I've been making, with bushes, benches, trees and whatnot, parking lots, and on the other side the same thing, I think this is a very good start of the show. Also, I decided, you know, this train track needs to go somewhere, and I already made this. Like, this might not be too bad of an idea to have it go through the forest industry. These guys just have to be careful when crossing the road to get to the other section of the industry. And then, you know, I was like, yeah, let's just go this way up and over the road here. And then from there, we're just going to see what else we're going to do with it. I mean, there are some bits and pieces basically on, let's just keep it this side of the town, village. Then I want to change. And I'm basically, you know, talking about the industrial area, not about the farmland, because I think that is slash as cool as it is, just the industrial area. So we do have more room and space for improvement, make things look nice, make it look a little bit more logical. Alright, another update on how things go into Big Village. In this case, I've also made like a little back street here where there's a ginormous parking lot and a supermarket. I think this would be a nice spot to just implement it into a big area like that. I think this is wonderful. This is something that I also like to do, just tiny projects, fantasize about little pieces that are being made, why and why not. We have a couple of high buildings here. We will add in a couple more into this region and have a couple more of these row ones also in this region. And then what I would like to do is across from the train line, there's going to be a road which all going to be including these houses in there. And then, you know, slowly but surely we're going to fade away the higher buildings into lower buildings, higher buildings into lower buildings. And this is then just the start of the town. Yes, the town square looks big, but in fact I've been at villages where it's just as big for some reason. However, it's just tiled up. It's only tiles. And then maybe in the middle there's like a statue with a couple of benches around it. That's it for like a village. It's a lot, but also they use this ground for, let's say, a little events, like a stage with music sometime in summer, or they use it at Christmas to have a little market stalls, or, you know, there are reasons why they use like a large empty space that is tiled up. Happening down here. Seen it on distance, flashing in and out the whole time. Yep. I think this is about the middle of the river for the bridge. And there we have made a bridge. We're just going to connect this up, but it will be connected up via that, and maybe there will be an on and off ramp for the highway. Connect station to create a passage. Okay, there it is. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna do this. I'm really sorry. It's painful for the number of people that are in there. I'm gonna make a new connection. So we are going to start off with this one from a big village, removing our butts all the way up to town without name. And then from the town without name, we are gonna go all the way to what is called South Sea. Connect it up there, and from that point we're gonna go all the damn way to this one, right? Yeah. And then from this one, we're gonna go all the way down here, and then from here we should be able to go back. But I forgot to connect that up. But let's just imagine we're gonna go from this back on the track this way. Means we're gonna go here, and then from here we're gonna go all the way back. And right down there. Okay, so I just plopped it down real quick because I'm not really certain yet what I want to do. I will make it look better eventually. Maybe I'll just cross it here and then go behind here to connect it up. I think it might be better. Yeah, anyway, so I connected this up, and I would like to see, I think this is trend number 1. So yeah, let me just also, well, we can do that in the overall, right? Yeah. That's not really gonna happen. So our trains are mostly like yellow, and then kind of yellowish. Why isn't the top part getting colored? Man. Fantastic sounds. And there we have it. Our first train arrived here in Big Village. Yeah, I was already wondering, like, why isn't there like a thingy going on down here? But I get it. If this thing just goes forwards and then, you know, whatever. It's all going to be fine. I am pretty happy about the progress. We are now connected from one end to the other end. I'm finally happy that we're setting up a nice, beautiful origin for this town down here. We're going to make this look nice next time. And I freaking love this view of the mountain horizon with the city and the large ship that seemed to pass through there. Let me know in the comment section what you think of this mountain. Do you have better ideas on how to make the mountain? Then definitely let me know, because, you know, maybe you're right. You know, all of a sudden I feel like I want to make like a map like this and have like a absolute insane mountain going very high into the sky and just build a city all the way around the mountain, slowly going down like a spiral type of deal. Yeah, but I guess